only point guards better than Russell Westbrook, 100%. Magic Johnson and Stephen Curry. I will not argue that Westbrook's better than Steph or Magic Johnson. But there's not a single other point guard that I'll be like, yeah, 100% put him in. Like, you want to put, like,
Bob Cousy?
Like, and then people bro, you can't name, give me another point guard better than him.
CP3.
CP3's not better because CP3's not better than Westbrook at anything but passing, even then. How much better is he?
Better what? Not better than him at anything.
I just think
CP3 not a better shooter.
Better shooter, yeah. I say shooter.
I say CP3 a better defender.
No.
In his prime?
Bro,
Westbrook not guarding nobody?
Bro was going crazy
not
with
guarding
the
nobody?
No.
Westbrook's not guarding.
Westbrook not a cone, bro. He not a cone.
But CP3 not a cone. He might be now, but he ain't a cone.
Bro, 37, bro. He's touching 40.
Bro.
No one has ever in the history of Westbrook's career got the ball and called for Westbrook the dude Westbrook's going for a screen to get Westbrook on him. No, because
I look up at the skylight, baby, and it's all so cool. Yo, we gonna be alright, baby, just me and you. Diamonds twinkle like starlights, baby. Did it all for you. Yeah, vampire like Twilight, baby. All I need is you. Yeah, for the catching the limelight, baby. I believe it was you.
Yo, what's good, everyone? For those that don't know, my name's Jayden Hanzy. Y'all are watching Jayden Hanzy Talks, and I ain't gonna lie, today I got a crazy episode. Now, first off, y'all can notice we not indoors right now. We outside. I ain't gonna lie, we in the hood park. Not the hood, because we not from the hood. But we in the neighborhood park, man. For those that know me, man, I'm from Carson, California. This is Delamo Park. A legendary place for him and I, but we gonna get into all that. But first, I want to mention the people who are next to me right now. So these is two of my closest friends. I can't lie. So I got Jayden. We actually got the same name. So just for the sake of the video, if you hear me call him J-Bay, no homo. But if you hear me call him J-Bay, that's him. And then, so this is J-Bay right here, and then we got Oso, my boy Osan. So I want y'all to just get into a little bit about yourselves. So one, you can start off with you since you're on my left, and like shout out your Instagram and just tell us a little bit about yourself, you know what I mean?
Jaden Mannix, college football player. I attend the University in East.
Why your voice get all deep for no reason?
What you mean?
He was not talking like this, bro.
I'm on show.
He was not talking like this, bro. But anyway, come
I
on.
would make us restart the episode.
Chill.
Don't try to bleed. But I attend the University of East New Mexico. And yeah, you
New
can
Mexico,
find me
bro.
Chill out, bro. Don't
That's
do that.
crazy. Being in New Mexico is crazy. But yeah, we're gonna get into that. But yeah, so did you shout out your Instagram, bro? Come on.
I mean, I could if you just.
My bad. That's my bad.
Jayden Hanzy chats, bro.
That's my bad.
But yeah, Holland's forever, man.
Yeah.
That's it.
On Instagram, I'll put that on the screen. But yeah, what about you?
You see, my name Osan. You know what I mean? My Instagram _dot Oso World.
My bad. Yeah, I think you
put that on the screen or whatever.
Yeah.
You see, I take classes at El Camino. I'm a hooper.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much it.
Okay, so before we get deeper into y'all, like I say this in every episode, when I have guests, I want to speak about a little bit how we met, because I think there's always beauty in all those stories about how we got to the point where we are right now. So I don't really remember, but before we turn the cameras on, he said he had a story. So I want you to say how you met both of us.
Okay, y'all got to explain how y'all met, and then I come into the
I don't remember,
later.
bro.
Nah, look,
I went to school together.
I met him in 4th grade.
Yeah.
In 4th grade, we wasn't like cool like that. I mean, it's 4th grade. Like, I don't know how cool you gonna be. But like, we wasn't that close or whatever. We really got close like 6, 7.
I say 8th grade we got close, bro. Because me and him used to be arch nemesis back in school, bro. I used to hate him. In some stuff that we ain't even got to get into it, but him and I, we used to have our battles. But
it was like, we was cool. We was like, oh, that's my guy, but I really don't like that guy. Like, at the same time, like, it's not, the animosity ain't to the point where like we just don't talk to each other, but it's like, I don't really like him, bro. Like,
yeah, it's like you a little kid, but
bro,
over the years, once we both got older, we started to become cool with each other, and then, well, let me first say, so like he said, we both went to the same elementary school from 4th to 5th grade, and then we all three went to the same middle school, and that's where we met him. So do you have a story on how you met, on what you remember of meeting us?
Most definitely. So, shout out to our boy Kai.
Yep, shout out Kai. Shout out my boy Kai, man.
So me and Kai at the same PE class, and so I didn't really have a group yet. So he introduced me to his group. And so I was like, man, where y'all from? And he was like, oh, we from Carson. So I'm like, oh, that's where I'm from. So I'm like, oh, like maybe I know a few of these guys, fool. Hey, don't try to, first of all, I live closer to the park than he did, fool. And I was here before you. So
anyways. Inside joke.
No, fool. Outside joke, fool. No.
But go, carry on.
you know, like in middle school, so we would have morning basketball. So I used to ask my mom, like, Mom, can we go to school early a little bit today? So I used to get there, and I wasn't even a hooper, but I was trying to, like, you know, it's fun playing morning basketball. And back then, Osahan was like, he was still a hooper, but he was a hooper for sure. And we was like, okay, yeah, he's like that, right? Hanzy was a shooter, but I knew he played football. He had a football body. So I'm like, oh, no, bro is a football. Pause. But bro looked like he played football, but he could shoot, and he was like, you know, he could shoot a little bit. And so
I was giving y'all buckets, straight buckets.
not me.
And it's a court on this side. If we had a ball and it wasn't 80,000 degrees outside, man, I could give y'all a bucket right now. But continue on.
So we sitting there, and I'm getting on there. I'm getting on the yard, and like we playing the game.
Fix your mic too, my fault.
Okay.
Just gotta make sure y'all good. All right.
So we on the yard, and I get there, and you know, like basketball, you chatting, you talking, or whatever, you talking crazy, talking your little stuff. So we all like 11 years old.
Probably.
So you know, tension start rising. You know, little egos is, you know, flared up. So something happened between these two. They start talking, they chatting, da da da. Then it gets to the point where somebody slapped somebody, then somebody swung somebody. And I meet them, and I'm like, bro, like, you know how you first like meet people, everybody kind of look the same. So I'm like, bro, why are these twin brothers fighting? So I'm like, bro, like, why are they scrapping? I'm like, bro, what's going on? I see Hanzy gets slapped by Ice.
What?
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, Ice made so much.
Nah, he said it.
And the connection on that slap was crazy for 11 years old.
My story is different. We ain't gonna get into it, but
right, so they squabble. And they break it up, and then like he just storm off the yard. He just gets his back and leaves. I'm sitting there. I'm like, I'm not gonna lie. Like my friend grew lucky hard, bro. We just
had to get it in
like,
real quick.
Yeah, like quick little squabble. Cause I'm like, bro, like what is going on? Like it's 6 o'clock in the morning, bro. Why are y'all squabbling over basketball? And
deep.
after that, bro, like they've been my boys ever since we played the game together all the time, and with us now, bro. Just
not even trying to be like that, but our friendship low-key been going on for a minute. We've been playing Xbox and stuff and just talking to each other every day since like I say. Since me and him, we stayed connected even when we left middle school. But then he got kind of back close with us. I say about sophomore year of high school.
9th grade
2K,
summer.
that's
Yeah.
Fortnite, bro.
Yeah. Fortnite,
No,
yeah.
it was 2K team.
Nah, we started playing.
But then we wasn't playing like.
But we
all
started
that
playing
time.
Fortnite together.
Fortnite.
That's
was what we was like.
Yeah.
That's true.
I remember 9th grade summer. That's all I did. I hooped and I hopped on Fortnite with
Yeah,
y'all. That was it.
and that's these friendships we got for life. You know what I'm saying? We ain't had no luck. Thankfully, we ain't had no arguments in us since then. But
I don't know, bro. We be having some arguments.
We having some verbal arguments, but it don't be that serious. But yeah, so I think that's a funny story. If y'all want to hear my side of the story and you know me personally, come hit me up because he was trying to make it sound like I was getting a little
Okay,
bored.
look, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm the only one with the eyes, bro. I'm the real witness, bro. So if you really want to know who won, bro, tap in with me, bro, and I'll tell you. It depends on who make me mad, though.
Yeah, he'd be changing his story. I done heard like 5 different. But we don't even want to dwell on that too much because we got some good stuff that we gonna get into in this episode. Now, transitioning out, both of y'all said that you guys are student athletes. For those of y'all that don't know, I say this in almost every episode, but I used to play football. I stopped when I got to college because I wanted to chase more of my dream outside of sports. But I think football and sports was still a big part of my life and is the reason I am the person I am. So I want to hear y'all perspectives. Like, how do y'all feel about y'all sports? Because y'all both play 2 different sports. So we can start off with you since I started off with him on the last one. Like, what's your opinion on college sports, you know, the system, all of that?
I'm saying me, like, I'm a JUCO basketball player, and JUCO is crazy, bro. Like, I mean, basketball in general is it's crazy. It's really hard to get into. It's really political. It's very political.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just, there's not a lot of spots. Like, there's a lot of dudes who could play and never get a real shot at it. And it's like, there's some dudes who are like really like crazy good at hoop. Like they're like, you go against them, you think he don't have no D1 offers. Like, so it's really crazy. Like, you really gotta just work all the time, and like, you need a little, not even luck, but just like, you need great opportunities to even meet the right people and be at the right spot at the right time. So that's what's crazy. But the JUCO world is like, it's crazy because it's like, bro, I come out of high school, I'm 17 years old, I'm coming out of high school, and then like the switch from like that to JUCO is crazy because it's like, bro, these dudes are like full grown men, like coming back, like it's like the amount of people, like these dudes really like, it's their life for, like, this is all they got left, and they really like, it's really like, it's crazy how like serious it get like really quickly. Like, it's like, the switch is fast. Like, 1 minute I'm going against 17, 16-year-olds all the time. Now I'm hooping up against this 23-year-old dude with 2 kids. Like
No, that's crazy.
Nah, the switch is wild, and it's like, that's why I gray shirted. Like, you just need time to prepare, get in the weight room, and get better.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So, what about you? What's your kind of experience so far being a student athlete?
Kind of want to piggyback on what my boy said. It's for sure a transition that you just can't really prepare yourself for. Like, I showed up to campus. I left when I was 17. I turned 18 on my way to to my university or whatever. So I'm still young, you know what I mean? So I'm introducing myself to other people and I'm getting to know them, and they start asking me, how old are you? I'm like, I'm 18. And I was like, I just turned 18. And I'm talking to dudes like 22 years old. Yeah. And so like, you kind of sit there and it's like, psychologically, it messes you up in a way, but it kind of shows like what kind of person you are. Like, it's like, okay, I don't care if he's 22, 23, 24, if he got, you know what I mean? Like, you got kids or whatever, and it's like, man, I came to do what I needed to do. So it's definitely something you gotta be ready for mentally. Like, grown man, and for sure, college itself, like, it's gonna make a man out of you. Especially football. You know how people say football gonna make a man out of you. You know, it's an anomaly of life. But just like, as soon as you get on campus, man, it's like your eyes open wide, you know what I mean? You free. And you just, it's so much life to live. You know what I mean? You get on there. I know you get to campus. It's like, wow, like, this is what it's like. But it's definitely a grind that you just gotta accept, man. You gotta love the sport you play to keep going, man. It's them nights where you sitting there missing your family, and it's like, man, is this for me? You know, everybody had that question. Like, man, is this really for me? I'm looking up ways like how to get rich without going to college. Like, it got bad for it. Like, the first few days, but once you settle in, man, it's a great time. Man.
So I want to ask both of y'all, because just knowing both of y'all, I know the schools that y'all are at aren't where y'all want to be in the long term.
Hey, bro, don't be saying that a lot, bro. I'm just messing with you.
They not where you want to be in the long term. So I just want to ask y'all, like, what keeps y'all motivated to keep going? Because football, man, and basketball and just any sport, y'all know, like he said, it's super political. And sometimes that kind of just, that's really what the part about it I hated the most when I was playing. It feels like no matter how hard you work, no matter who you are, if you don't know somebody, then you can't get to where you want to go. So I want to ask both of y'all, what do y'all think is the catalyst to staying motivated, staying focused on the bigger picture instead of the stuff that's going on behind the scenes?
Well, I would just say you just gotta be like a bigger picture kind of person. Like, you gotta understand that, like, you're gonna be put in positions to grow. Like, once you understand, like, okay, like, this situation is only temporary, because really everything is temporary. Only some things are forever. So once you realize, okay, this is temporary and I just gotta grow from it, like, it's just like, when you have the bigger picture in mind, it's easy. Like, it's like, okay, maybe like I see myself like for instance, if you're at a JUCO, it's like, man, okay, I got like 2 years and the world is mine. Like, the world is in my hands. Like, I can do whatever I want to do once you go to that big university. So once you just, just big picture, mentality, it's out there, man. Just go take it. Like, that's how I think about it.
What about you?
Nah, the biggest thing, I remember, like, after every practice, my coach Webb, he'd give us like a 10, 15-minute talk. And out of all the hundreds of talk I got, he said one thing that, like, stick with me to this day. Like, when you first walk into high school as a 9th grader, what are you, 14? You're young. You're not thinking, like, how serious this is going to really get for you and how important every rep is. You're not really thinking that. And he said, basically, when you walk into high school, it's like, them, like, hour clocks and time clocks. Like, when you first walk in, it flipped, and the sand just gonna keep ticking. It's gonna keep going. The time not gonna stop. Like, you got these 4 years. It don't matter if you party every day. It don't matter if you're in the gym every day. No matter what you do, them 4 years gonna be 4 years. So it's like, especially when it comes to sports, like, you only have a certain time frame to be great. You only have a certain time. People don't play till they're 50. You can't make the NBA when you're 40 years old. Like, it's done by then. Like, you can't go, by the time you're 24, 25, college is over. Like, you really have to just say, like, worry about first things first and second things second. Like, this is what's now. Like, parties are gonna be there when you're 40. Parties are gonna be there when you're 20. But is the work gonna be there? Are you gonna be able to put the work in when you're 30 or 40 on hoop at least? No. And then obviously everything has different time frame. But it's like, you just gotta just know, like, this is the only time I could do this. So lock in on what you want, because it's gonna set you up for the rest of your life.
Yeah. So another question I have for y'all, I think those are both good answers. Really. We started off a little deep on the podcast. We're going to get a little bit less serious, but because, this sports, all our lives were revolved around sports. So I want to ask y'all, what's some keys that y'all in getting better in your respective sports? What are some things that, like, how do you improve? Is it just going to the gym every day? Is it a mindset you have to have? How do you improve? How do you say you improve at your sport, mentally and physically?
Definitely football is really a mental game. Like,
Yeah.
one thing is, like, you have to, I feel like without confidence, man, it's hard to be successful in anything you do. So
Definitely.
you gotta get into your groove, because like I got hurt my freshman year, so I had the red shirt, and like I'm sitting there on crutches like the whole time. I'm like, bro, like, am I really ready for it? You know what I mean? I'm sitting there like, man, like, am I ready for it? But then, you know, like, you start the rehab process, and it's like, once your confidence comes back, the physical aspect comes into it. But like, yeah, like training for sure. It's hectic in college, man. You sitting there, you got weights every day, and it's like you gotta make improvement, bro. Like, you grown. So once you just gotta get ready, man. Just do what they tell you to do in the gym, 24/7.
Yeah.
You know your own weaknesses. They don't gotta tell your weaknesses. Like,
Yeah.
if that's, you know, it's on you to go take care and attack it. So
Definitely. What about you? What you think in improving?
I feel like improving, like, everyone say, oh, hard work, but like, that's easy to say. And even people go to the gym every day, but obviously it's about what you do when you in the gym. It's not just about going to the gym. Like, you gotta make sure you're working on the right things. And then especially, like, I mean, all sports, but especially basketball, it's like, it's all mental. Cause there's so many people that spend all their time. I've met dudes like that. They work so hard. They're in the gym. You see them at practice. They're like, you see them at practice, you think, bro, this dude low ball better than me. But then in the game, he don't get in, because in the game, he don't know what to do when he get in the game. So it's really about doing whatever you can to be mentally strong and mentally prepare yourself to play. Because, like, at the end of the day, no matter how good you are, you can't get nothing out of the game if you don't perform. And the only way you can perform is if you're good mentally. Because no matter how good you are, you got to be ready to perform. So definitely. I think that's what underrated, like, no one really talks about, like, bro, like, put the work in, yeah, but, like, you gotta translate. You gotta
perform.
You gotta make some shake. You know what I mean?
For sure. So, my last question before we kind of get off the topic of just being a student athlete, I want to ask y'all. Now, I don't know everyone in my audience, and that's why I really started this podcast, is to reach different audiences, no matter the age group or gender or whatever. So, I want to ask y'all, just what do you have any advice for maybe a younger athlete, maybe even a younger student, like, just on how to get to the levels that y'all are trying to go? Because, like I said, y'all aren't at the levels where you guys want to be yet, but when you guys started, you guys are way closer to the end goal than where you guys started. So I want to say, do y'all have any inspiration that y'all want to give to people, that young athletes or young students, you know? Well, let's start right here.
I feel like, the way you asked it, basically, like, what I would say to myself, like, in ninth grade, what would I say to, like, because that's basically, they are where I was. So basically what I wish people really, like, got into my head was just, like, how, like, it's now. Like, it starts, like, as soon as possible. Because they've been working for this stuff since they was 7. Like, you really just, it don't matter when you start. It really doesn't. But it's like, you just got to go. Like, it's go time. Like, bro, like, just because you in ninth grade, you think you have time, you don't have time. That's the biggest myth. That's how I wish I knew. Like,
it flies.
Like, and then especially obviously with COVID, I didn't even get a full 4 years. That's what I'm saying. You never know what's gonna happen. So just you keep thinking, oh, I got time. I'm gonna start really going to the gym 11th grade. I'm gonna take this serious, because that's literally how I was, bro. I remember 11th grade, Uti Woo. I'm playing ball. I didn't play. I was just sitting on the bench all year. Senior year is supposed to be my year. Me and all my friends, we talking about, bro, senior year, we got everything planned. We going to gym all summer, work. And then boom, COVID happened. It never happened. And then now we still talk about it. Oh man, I wonder what would have happened if we had a full season. We were so ready, but it's like, why can't we have put that work in earlier?
Yeah. What about you?
Most definitely time waits for nobody. So I would just tell, like, you know, the younger dudes, I go back to Warren or whatever, my high school, and I go talk to them and stuff. And these guys I've been knowing since they were younger, we all been younger. And, like, I would just say, like, man, just, if this is really what you want to do, like, whatever you want to do, man, just be the greatest version of you can be at whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? So don't give 50% to something that, you know, you telling yourself you want to be 100% in. Like, just give your all, man. And time really waits for nobody. So just don't waste your time. And, you know, like, come on. Wasting your time got to be one of the worst things you could do.
Yeah.
For sure.
Definitely. Now,
one more thing I forgot to say. The most important thing, even like one of the more important things, man. Make sure your grades are right, bro.
Oh,
my
yeah.
God.
Can't go nowhere without no grades.
Oh,
for real.
my God. Like they tell you that, but they don't stress you enough. Like the amount of dudes that, like people miss out on way bigger offers because they just don't have the grades for it. And it's just like, with second, like I remember his coach told me like when they, I like that guy. The first thing they say is send me more film. First thing they say is what's his transcripts? Like, can I even bring him here? If I can't even offer him, ain't no point in us talking no more. Make sure your grades right from the start. Don't play catch up 10th, 11th. Like go in there. Especially 9th grade, and that's really where a lot of people mess up the most. The easiest shit, like, because you focus on, bro, go in there and get your grades right, bro.
Definitely, I agree with y'all, and like I always, I don't know, I need to stop repeating myself, but I don't play sports no more. But if I had any advice I would give to like anyone, a young student or a young athlete, of course, what they say is that make the most of your time. But I think that one of the things that hindered me when I played was that I didn't have that much confidence in myself. Like, obviously, I had confidence, you know what I'm saying? Because that's just, if you know me, you know the person I am. But a lot of the things around me, whether it may be a coach or maybe me making a bad play or something, it would take a hit on my confidence, and then it would lead me to not move around the field as confident, not do what I've been practicing for my whole life. So it's like, I think just make sure you're confident no matter what you do, no matter it be golfing, football, water polo, or just making video games that some ducks just flew by. But no matter what it is, you got to be confident for real in what you're doing, and all the hard work is where you build your confidence day in and day out. And then, like you said, is that you got to perform it, you got to translate it. So I think that was a very good conversation, you know what I'm saying? I had to get y'all back on so we could talk about more deep stuff like that, but I kind of want to get...
So, Ice, hold up. I don't mean to disrespect you in front of your podcast.
No, you good.
But, like, I feel like me and Ice, low-key, your top watchers, bro, because, you know, you talk...
Yeah, these two of my biggest fans, yeah.
You know, I be watching episodes, and I be wondering, like, you know, I'm learning about these new characters, bro. Bro, what motivates you to keep doing this, bro? Like what pushes you, man? Because I know this is something you always, you always talked about. Like, for sure, like, going into college, I always hear you talking about your podcast, and I'm like, this is my dog. So, like, if you, like, he support all of us. Like, that's one thing about it.
Always.
Like, we still play sports. He's going to support us. It's like, you got a new lane, and, like, I'm going to support. Like, I watch every episode. Like, and it's like, oh,
and that's love.
Like, you know, I'm always commenting. Like, you gonna see me comment on this one or something. But just, like, what motivates you to keep doing this? Because, like, you talking about, like, man, let's do it early. It's like, bro, like, he really hungry for it. Like,
keep doing the podcast or just keep going just, like, in general?
I would say, okay, let's start with the podcast.
Well, to be honest, that's a good question. I wasn't prepared to answer that. But you know, it's stuff I think about all the time. So I wasn't prepared, but I'm prepared, if that makes sense. But basically, what motivates me is, like I kind of what you said, because... Like you said, time waits for nobody. I forget which one of y'all said, but it's basically the same thing. Time waits for nobody. And it's like, if everybody that I meet, whether it be a friend, family member, someone I don't even know, they always tell me how much potential I have and we're young right now. We're all 18. We're all 18, right? Yeah, we're all 18. So it's like, For sure. I'm actually 21 too. I'm not 18, but we all are like, we're all young and we got so much potential. We have great people surrounding us, great friends, great family. So it's like, why not see how far you could take some? And then because like I wanna be able to change my mom's life, change my sister's life, change my grandmother's life. So when it's days when this podcast is stressing me out, or I'm not getting as many views as other people are getting, or my own friends aren't supporting me, it's like I gotta focus on the bigger picture, like what you said about you gotta be a bigger picture type of person to really achieve goals. Because if you want everything right now, it's not ever gonna happen like that. You just are gonna fail and you're gonna give up. So I think just focusing on the bigger picture and making the most of my youth, because like I said, time waits on nobody, and like who knows where you could be if you start early. So yeah, that's pretty much my big thing on that. I appreciate you for asking that question. Yeah. And then like I was about to transition into not being as deep. I officially want to transition into not being so deep. So backstory. He the only one that plays basketball actually, but him and I, even though we play football, we both love the sport of basketball. That's my favorite sport, even though I play. Is that your favorite sport too?
To watch?
To watch?
I would say it's boxing and
boxing. Okay, well, basketball is still high on both of our lists, and we have countless arguments and talks about basketball. So when I came back from college for my summer break, I knew when we all linked up, we had to talk about something basketball related. So now, I just want to say, This man has said some wild stuff. It's some wild stuff, but we gonna try and replicate that conversation. But first off, I want to ask y'all, and we're talking about the NBA. So, what I want to say both y'all favorite players? They should know my favorite player. My favorite player is CB3, but what he choked. It's all good. But who are y'all two favorite players?
I'm gonna start off on this one because we had one. My favorite player is way better than his favorite player. He disagreed. Russell Westbrook. A top 5 point guard.
Shout out to Brody, bro. He from LA.
Say that again so they can hear
top
you.
5 point guard ever.
Top 5 ever.
To ever walk top 5, bro. And you know, it made me so mad. I'm watching bro's podcast, and bro's made a whole point. He stopped the whole show, looked at the camera straight like this, and say, "Westbrook's not that good, bro."
Didn't he say something about he used to be out there running?
Westbrook's not.
He
that
out there
good,
stat
bro.
padding.
And then y'all start talking about stat padding. Bro, if everyone could do it, they would, bro. Everyone in the league stat pads. I don't see no one averaging a 30-point triple-double. And then I just feel like people just there's never a player that people just make excuses for their greatness. Like Russ put up 30 points. Russ get 20 assists. Oh, he's stat padding. Russ get 30 points. Oh, he shot too much. Russ get a bunch of rebounds. Oh, he's hunting for him. So what can he do? It don't matter what he do, bro. Everything he do, y'all gonna make an excuse for. Russ go to the finals.
He got that dog in him for real.
Like, bro, he's legit, bro. No one like, bro. And then people love putting other dudes in front of him, talking about they're more skilled. And then that's the worst thing ever. People, I don't know what it is. People were doing that to Giannis till he won a ring, talking about some just run and dunk. Giannis is not the only player. Bro,
Hall of Fame bro.
Giannis is not the only player 6'11".
That's true, yeah.
Russell Westbrook is athletic. Bro's still 6'3". If he didn't have, bro, athletics, you know how many athletic people are in the world? How many of them average 30? How many of them average 30?
Yeah.
People talk about
That's the point.
Like, what? And 10 assists and 10. So people try to act like he's not a skilled player, bro. If you could be 6'3" and put up 30 a game and lead the league in assists and win an MVP without skill, then I don't want skill then. If that's not skill, I don't want any skill if I can lead the league.
You want a Westbrook guy.
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
So, my bad. We had a little camera cut. We had to get back right. But, yeah, so he was talking. What was you saying about Westbrook?
Like, Westbrook's like a top 5 point guard.
Top 5. Okay, so let's debunk that. Who's your top 5 point guards all time?
Right here. I'll say this right now. The only point guards that I'll shake your hand, he's 100% better. Magic Johnson. The only point guard is better than Russell Westbrook, 100%. Magic Johnson and Stephen Curry. I will not argue that Westbrook's better than Steph or Magic Johnson. But there's not a single other point guard that I'll be like, yeah, 100% put him in. Like you want to put like
Bob Cousy?
Like, and then people bro, you can't name give me another point guard better than him.
CP3.
CP3's not better because CP3's not better than Westbrook at anything but passing. Even then, how much better is he?
Better what? Not better than him at anything.
I just think
CP3 not a better
He's
shooter.
better shooter, yeah. I say he's better shooter.
I say CP3 a better defender.
No,
In his prime?
bro.
Westbrook not guarding nobody.
Bro was going
Westbrook's
crazy
not
with the
guarding
steals.
nobody?
No.
Westbrook's not guarding.
Westbrook
not
not
guarding.
a cone, bro. He not a cone.
But
He's
CP3
never been
not a cone. He might be now, but he the
Bro,
cone.
37, bro. He's touching 40.
Bro.
No one has ever in the history of Westbrook's career got the ball and called for Westbrook the dude Westbrook's going for a screen to get Westbrook on him. No, because Westbrook, you can say he don't try on defense. He be like letting stuff go. He don't put 100% effort sometimes. I'll say okay, but when Westbrook sits down and really wants to get a stop,
He's a great
he's
defender.
CP3 has made I forget how many, but he's made not all time. What's it called? The all league defensive teams.
I get that.
And he's led the league of steals like 4 or 5 times.
That's fair, but he's not. I just don't think he's still a better defender because he's not a one. Who's a better one-on-one defender? Chris Paul or Russell Westbrook?
Depending on who they guarding.
Russell, in terms of versatility, in terms of whoever they guarding, Chris Paul is short. He's
It's
strong,
hard to say
but
that
he's
now
not.
because after the media portrays him as a cone, so it's like
Yeah,
it's
that's
hard
just
for me to think of
that was a tough series.
Prime CP3, bro.
All right, prime CP3
yeah,
was
he was
prime
fine.
CP3. I wouldn't say he was locked. He knew how to play. He was short. If you look at he was getting scored on a lot, but he knew how to. It's either he get a steal or he get scored on. He knew how to play defense. He was a smart defender. He got quick hand. And if he wasn't strong with the ball, he was gonna take it from you, and that's good for him. That's good defense. But you not putting Chris Paul, Chris Paul when he was on the Clippers, he played the Thunder twice. And the Thunder got that dude up out of there. And guess who Chris Paul was guarding? Westbrook. And what Westbrook do? Give him buckets.
Now, so we can run it down. Because my favorite player versus his, I said to him multiple times, Westbrook's not top 5 all time point
That's
guards.
crazy.
I said CP3 is the third in my book.
So
but
who's your top 5?
my top 5, I'm going to go, I ain't going to lie, I'm going to go Magic, Curry, CP, maybe Stockton, and then Steve Nash.
You've never seen Stockton play.
Steve Nash.
I feel like you just saying that.
bro,
I ain't never
like,
seen
that's
Magic
crazy.
play.
That's crazy.
Bro, but like, I just feel like you just said Stockton just to throw it out there.
But listen, okay, so we'll get into that, but I want to talk to you. You said he's better. Okay, so we can run down all the attributes.
Let's do it.
Shooting.
Nah, but look.
Shoot. Let's start off with
Shooting,
shooting.
that's too. We getting like if we do like shooting, passing, rebounding. But let's really generalize it a little bit more. Cause all right, shooting's cool, but Westbrook's a better scorer, so it doesn't matter who's the better shooter.
No, we let's get specific. So shooting,
for sure.
CP3, we can agree on that.
Yep.
Finishing, Westbrook. Mid range, CP3. Don't chat.
Prime
Don't
Russ-
chat.
Prime Russ had one of the best.
Who
pull-ups.
better mid range, CP3 or Westbrook?
I would say that boy named Chris.
Thank you.
But like
Okay,
you gotta
Chris Paul
think, Prime Russ going 100 miles per hour, stop on a dime, pull up.
But to this day, CP3 gonna get the screen, get to the spot,
Mid-range, he's
pull
the
up.
third mid-range
All right, well,
assassin,
Russ just
for
can't
sure.
shoot anymore, so that's.
So that's 2-1 CP3. So you lost on that. But so CP3 mid range. We said finishing already. Defending, I say CP3. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like that might go either way. But I think it's closer than you think. So we'll leave that alone. Passing, CP3. CP3, bro. Stop, bro. Stop.
I'm
You
not
know,
like, bro, chill, bro. You finna make Ice walk off there.
bro.
Nah, 'cause it's
CP3, bro.
It's like it depends how you like. If you want to say, all right, Chris Paul's a better floor general. He got passing. He got it.
Yeah, he got passing. Okay, right. So what else? Dribbling, CP3. Bro, come on, Ice. Come on.
You really gonna count dribbling though?
Ball handle.
Okay, yeah.
Ball
okay,
handle.
Okay, for sure.
Ball handle.
I'm thinking
Because
you talking about his
Westbrook,
spamming moves.
how many turnovers Westbrook have? And I ain't gonna blame that on him, but I'm just saying.
That's not.
if
Westbrook's
you
not
want to-
getting. That's not. You can't. Westbrook's not getting ripped. Westbrook's throwing bad passes and stuff.
So that's under ball handling.
That's
Who they
under
handling?
passing. That's why I give it.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, I give you that.
throw a
I
bad
give that.
pass,
I give that. Okay, but so you think Westbrook's ball handling is better than CP3?
I just don't. It's just like none of them. No one's pressing them up. I personally would say Westbrook's ball handle's better because you got to think. Do you know how good you have to be to have a tight handle on the ball going that fast all the time?
That is true.
And multiple people come. Look, I'll say Chris Paul is not getting double teamed as much as Russell Westbrook is. It's not even. Russell Westbrook literally lead the league. Is top 5 in the league in double teams like damn near almost every year of his career. Like he gets double teamed way more. Like you can't guard. And that's what I'm saying. Like there's no like category for can't be guarded 1-on-1. Like that's not a stat.
Yeah.
You put 4 shooters all around. Bro, when Westbrook was on the Rockets, bro put up 30 for the second they went 5 out. When they had all 4 shooters around Russ, he put up like 38 and 6. And there's no stat for that. There's no category for sit over there, get out the way. 1-on-1, I'm gonna get a bucket.
My boy been thinking about it.
No, because people say the same things
One
about
thing
Russell.
about
don't make
Westbrook
sense.
stands, bro, they be funny for
Man,
life.
especially this last year, boy. They was.
Bro, no, every single time a Laker game come on, I sitting there fighting for his life in that party. Like, I'm sitting there like,
Like, bro, he got 10 turnovers,
man,
bro.
what?
The
Bro,
10
it don't
points.
matter, bro. He dunked on Rudy Gobert. Like, we sitting there.
But okay, so this is the last thing I want to say. That this is why I think Chris Paul is better than
I
Westbrook.
forgot to say rebounding, by the way.
Oh, well, I get
That
it.
is true,
I automatically give it to Westbrook. But this is why I think Chris Paul is better than Westbrook. Is because not saying Westbrook doesn't do this, but I feel like Chris Paul is making his team better more than Westbrook is.
That's fair.
Can you agree with me on that?
That's a fair point.
Yeah, like because Westbrook's more
I don't gotta
individual.
agree, but that's a fair point.
Westbrook's more individual. Let's face it. Even though he passes
No.
it, I'm not saying he's purely individual.
Hold on, you say your closing statements.
So
Go ahead, go ahead.
I'm okay. Let me just say. So
I'll
I
say
think CP3 makes his team better than more than Westbrook, and I feel like CP3 is more clutch than Westbrook is.
Ooh, what?
All right, that's your closing statements. All right. I'll say this right here. I'm gonna break it down to simple science why Russell Westbrook's a better basketball player than Chris Paul. Boom. People try to use the whole Russell Westbrook's a bad teammate, despite no one's ever said that. No one has ever played with Russ said that. When Russ played with KD, he was an MVP. Russ played with Paul George, he was an MVP candidate. Russ played with Bradley Beal, he damn near led the league in scoring. Russ played with LeBron, he had his highest average in his career. Russ played with, who else he played with? Harden, they went crazy. Harden
But
was
those are
going crazy.
all Hall of Fame except like Paul George. I mean, I don't know if Paul George.
It doesn't matter if they're Hall of Fame because that's their best season.
But look at
Don't disrespect Brody, bro.
But look at the people who Westbrook was playing with, and then look at the people who.
And exactly,
Chris Paul
that's
played
my
with.
first play.
Who the best player?
Hold
Chris Paul
on.
played with? Harden.
Wait, check this out. Westbrook's
Blake
MVP
Griffin, bro.
Exactly, that's the second best.
Nah.
Think about it. You like people act all right. Chris Paul don't have no like all-star, Hall of Fame players, right? But he has solid all-around. That Suns team is a solid all-around team.
Yeah,
That
and I'm not
Clippers-
making no excuse for what he did this year. I'm not
even worried about it because Westbrook didn't have no good year.
Yeah.
So it's whatever. But like that Clipper team, that's a good all-around team. That Rocket team, he played with James Harden, prime James Harden. That was a great team. What? But my thing is this, bro. Russell Westbrook, you could put him in with stars, he's gonna do good. But bro, did you see the Thunder team he brought to the playoffs? Their second best player was Steven Adams. Bro didn't even play with the playoffs. Like what? Who else? Like bro, Victor Oladipo. Victor Oladipo was overweight and like was not good back then. Like what? Like he brought that team to the 6th seed by himself. Chris Paul. If Chris Paul's on that team, them dudes are a lottery team. Might be first pick, bro. We were getting the first pick with that.
He actually was on that team. I have to remember when they got.
That was a
Yeah.
way. They had way better. They got Gallinari, they had Shy,
Yeah.
the best young player in the league.
Yeah, shout out, Sean.
They had a lot of pieces, but the point is,
He
Russell
definitely
Westbrook.
over my head when he just.
I'm sorry.
I didn't even realize he said that.
like one thing they don't understand how Ice is. Ice
Yeah.
is gonna say some little like best player in the league.
All
Like
right, but look,
you gonna
to
get
get
off
the
so.
whole Westbrook Chris Paul talk, I end it like this. Russell Westbrook, he's just way more dynamic than Chris Paul. He could be your best player. He could be your second best player. He could be your point guard. He could set you up. He could give you 30. If you need someone, you down 20, you need someone to give you 30, you need some points, he gonna give it to you. You need someone to facilitate, get you assist, he gonna do that. You need someone to lock the best player up. If you ask him to, he's gonna give you that. You need someone to come in, crashing on the board, help, he's gonna give you that. He can do anything on the basketball court. He can help on any way. If he's not shooting good, he's passing good. If he's not passing good, he's shooting good. If he's not doing that, he's rebounding and guarding.
What you say? If he not,
He's a
he
dynamic
not
player.
shooting good, he passing good.
If he not shooting,
Are you talking?
good-
Okay, Lila, are you asking?
Like shooting from the field. Like,
Are you talking about as if like this year Westbrook? You talk all around Westbrook.
First of all around Westbrook, even this year Westbrook. This year Westbrook was literally not that bad. It wasn't good, but it wasn't that bad. I don't care nobody said.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Putting lip balm on mid podcast is real freaky.
My bad,
bro.
my list got dry. But anyways, I ain't gonna lie.
All right, we'll leave it at that.
We've tried to get into his skull that Westbrook. I give Westbrook top 7 all time. I'm just not 5. Actually, I give him top 5 all time, but I think CP3 is before Westbrook though.
I just don't. People who don't put Westbrook top 5, they're just haters. Cause you putting Johnson. Put John Stockton.
Yeah, that's why I said I'll put Westbrook.
Put
over
John
Stockton.
Stockton
gonna lie,
and
John
Steve
Stockton
Nash
is
on the
low-key
court with
crazy.
Russell Westbrook. He's making them look like
Yeah,
they
I give you
50,
that.
like,
I give you that.
putting
I give
them
you that.
50, bro.
I give you that. But I don't know. I just feel like even though they both don't got a ring, if CP3 would have won a ring this year, would you have said he was better than Westbrook?
Wait, so both y'all favorite players ain't got no ring? Couldn't be me.
Who? Yeah, we skipped. Who your favorite player?
I mean,
Who your favorite player?
is it? I mean, y'all know obviously.
Who is it? They don't know. Who is your favorite player?
Kobe.
Bro, I swear I didn't hear him say nothing about
Bryant,
Kobe until
come
he
on,
passed
bro.
away, bro.
What?
I didn't hear him say nothing.
You said what? Put it on God.
I gotta see him, bro. He's talking about man. As soon as Kobe
What?
died, Kobe my favorite player. I love
Oh
Kobe.
God in heaven, bro.
I ain't gonna say God, but I'm just saying,
Time
bro.
out, Ice. Did he really just say I've never said anything about Kobe till he
Nah,
died?
he's been a Kobe fan, but I've heard about him more.
Yeah, it's
Then-
heard about it more
because,
since
no,
then.
the reason why you hear about him more is because people are starting to like downplay Kobe now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's more Kobe disrespect than it was before.
You think
That's
they
fair.
downplaying? I feel like they not
Bro,
downplaying.
what? Saying he's not top 5 is crazy.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy.
What?
We gonna-
Saying
yeah,
he's-
we
no,
gonna-
top 10.
We gonna get into
They put him
that.
at 12 and
Yeah, we gonna
come
get
on,
into
bro.
that. They.
But-
Oh yeah. We
like,
gonna get into
That's
that.
what I'm saying.
But-
no, like, I'm not gonna lie. The first jersey I ever had was a Kobe jersey.
Actually, let's get into that right
I
now.
had a Kobe onesie,
What,
bro.
top 10?
Yeah, so we gonna let y'all decide who better, CP3 or Westbrook, because that's going on TikTok and
That's what I'm saying. You might lose.
y'all
some-
gonna,
you might
y'all gonna
lose some
see that because he
subscribers.
said it was him that said Westbrook. I said CP3 and it's my podcast, but
I will stand by that forever.
but look, we gonna get into top 10 all time. So
I
now,
say Tim Duncan number 1.
You
Hey, shout out to old boy, bro.
yeah,
He's
shout
funny,
out
bro.
my boy. Bro, it's hilarious. But so we gonna get into top 10. So like I said in all the other episodes I've talked about basketball, some that's kind of new in the basketball world is the top 75 list, and I feel like making a top 75, let alone
hard.
top 10 list is hard because there's so many different scenarios and things that you could like weigh into it. But I want to ask y'all. I told them beforehand to have like a top 10 list in mind. But I want to say my top 10. This is just off my head on who I think, and we could like.
In my phone.
Oh, you got it in your
for
phone?
this.
Okay, so we could just bounce ideas off each other. Pause. But
Gucci Man, my number 1 player.
It's not even a pause.
but listen,
He a
be
real
realistic.
shooter.
Not your favorite player. Be realistic. I need y'all being realistic. So, with number 1, I got Bron. 2. Actually, let's just do top 5 because we don't got to do
10 is too
yeah,
much.
10 is too
I
much.
can't do it,
So I got Bron, Jordan, of course. I feel like that's not your top 2. That's weird. Even if Bron say it.
That's not
don't
my
matter.
top 2, but it's.
Oh, for sure. Okay, so then I got Kobe.
Okay, that's respectable.
Then I got Kareem.
Uh-huh.
Then
You not gonna put Magic?
I think I might either go KD or Magic.
Whoa.
I ain't gonna lie, KD or Magic.
Did you just say KD?
KD.
KD?
Well, you said top 10, right?
Nah, I said top 5.
KD in your top 5 is and let me tell you something. This guy has some of the worst takes.
How?
They talk about I have wild takes. He has worst takes.
What's the worst take other than what I was low key playing? I'll go like either Shaq or
I'm not
Magic.
gonna lie.
No, I know Magic. I'll go Magic.
No, I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, I'm finna say it.
Putting KD in your
top
top 5 is worse than when
I got him
bro
top
put
10 though.
LeBron at 7. I'm not gonna lie.
I got him top 10.
No. You know who's top 10 that people don't. Giannis is top 10 before KD.
Already?
What has KD done that Giannis hasn't? Giannis won as
Another
the
ring?
best. Giannis hasn't.
Another
two,
ring.
though.
That's what I'm saying. He has more.
He played with Steph Curry. He
How
played
many?
with
Okay, how many
Steph
scoring
Curry.
titles does what's the name have? Giannis?
Giannis? Oh, I'm not too sure
He
if he
got
has
one.
any. He might though. I don't think he do.
He doesn't have a scoring title.
He has 2 MVPs.
Okay.
KD has 1.
Okay.
He has a ring.
But you gotta remember, he did get an MVP with Russell Westbrook on his team.
What does that mean?
That's crazy.
Yeah,
They're both MVP players, so it's like.
But that's before Westbrook really became MVP caliber player. He was just
Okay,
he
yeah,
was
I see
helping
what you're
KD
saying, yeah.
become that. But look, Giannis won a ring, beat KD in that championship run, by the way. Won a ring as the best player, undisputed. His second best player is Chris Middleton. No disrespect to Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton's nice, Drew Holiday, nice, cool. But he was the best player. Bro put up 50 in 16
Nah, that was
to close
crazy.
out
Nah, that was
them
crazy.
CP3 dudes.
But
Bro,
low-key, like
he's top 10. Defensive player of the year, twice?
All time, you already give him top 10
Bro,
all time?
he's a way better defensive player than KD. He has 2 defensive player of the year. He has MVPs, championship, finals MVPs. He's literally he is the most decorated player at that time. Not the most, I shouldn't say that. He's one of the more decorated players at his age. LeBron didn't have near the amount of accolades he had at young stage in his career. Neither did Curry.
LeBron came in the league at 18.
Yeah, but he didn't win his ring until 8 years in the league. I mean, I'm not saying.
How many years did Giannis been?
Time out.
Like
wait,
6?
wait. What year did
No,
Kobe
he's
win
been
his?
about. I mean, like.
Did he have a three-peat?
Did he? I mean,
Yeah, he played with Shaq.
Come on, bro. Don't say did he.
But it was Shaq. That was Shaq.
Oh my, bro.
That is 2 top 10 players
Bro,
all
do y'all not
time.
remember
That
the
is-
Pacers? The Pacers series, bro.
No, I'm
When-
not saying
when he
that.
fouled out
It's like,
and Kobe went
it's like
crazy?
if KD and Russ won the ring, it'd be like Russ would be like the role Kobe played, and KD would be Shaq.
That's
like,
why when Kobe won them extra 2 rings back to back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to
Yeah,
say
I know.
he didn't do nothing.
Yeah, I feel you.
But I'm saying, and Shaq, in my opinion, Shaq's a top 5 player to me. I feel like
Top 5 all time?
top 5 all time.
So who's your top 5? Who's your
Top 5 right here. Obviously, you're gonna have LeBron.
You got
Obviously,
Bron
you're gonna
first? You got Bron first?
Is this an order?
I feel like
top 5 guys.
I'm LeBron.
Nah, go in order.
I feel like
in order.
in order it's like
Like,
me,
be
I can't-
realistic. LeBron,
Look,
Jordan not better than Jordan.
Bro,
Not coming back
I
3-1.
can't-
Jordan's not coming back 3-1.
Okay, that's one thing though.
Jo-
Matter of fact, no, finish it and we
and
gonna talk about that.
the
We gonna
people
talk about
Jordan
that.
played was way harder than the
Bro,
people
but at
LeBron
the
played.
time,
I
That's what I'm
don't agree with that. I don't
Okay.
agree
You don't
with
agree with
It's hard
that?
to say that, bro.
I think that's
Basketball is
cap.
not the same
because,
as it
bro,
was back then,
when you
bro.
really think Jordan won his last ring 1998, 1997, 1998. Bro, the next year or two, Kobe and Shaq was winning his. So are you gonna say that Kobe and Shaq wasn't playing nobody good? Jordan just won like 2 years before that. So I feel like
true.
you can't really say that about Jordan. I feel like when you get to the 80s, 70s, then you can start that. But in the 90s, I feel like that's just not fair to do. I'll say this. For someone, the way that Jordan was loved and hyped up, for anyone to even come comparable to Jordan,
Yeah, that's enough.
that
That makes
probably
sense. Yeah, most
means
definitely.
he was better. But I can't say he was better. I've watched LeBron. I haven't watched Jordan. I've never watched Jordan play, so it's really tough for me to really say he's better. But all I know for a fact is LeBron's the best player I've ever watched. That's
So,
for-
so
that's a fact.
yeah, I
That's
agree.
why
You
he's
don't
number
agree?
one.
You got Jordan first?
No.
You got Kobe first?
Yes.
Bro,
Okay,
that's
no,
why
no,
I'm
no.
telling him, be real, bro. You,
Okay,
that's
I'm-
like,
I'm
be
gonna
real.
say-
Bro,
okay, wait,
I
time
said,
out, time
you
out.
saying Kobe's the best player of all time is like me saying Westbrook's the best point guard.
Yeah, like.
No, it's
I mean, that's a
Most
little bit
definitely
more different because Kobe
Because
is top
Kobe
3.
is
I got
in
Kobe
that
top
argument.
3.
And Westbrook
Okay,
is
look, the reason why.
top
Okay,
No,
the reason why I
all
say.
time, bro.
No, I'm saying
Okay.
like Westbrook
Oh,
being
yeah.
the best point guard.
Oh,
of all time.
okay,
It's
yeah, I
like
feel
Kobe
you.
being the best
No.
player.
No. No, it's not even. It's not really comparable, bro.
It's very
So
Because look,
wait, let
Hold
him
on,
finish
wait,
his.
wait,
Let
wait.
him finish
Yeah,
his.
bro,
and then
finish
get
yours.
into
You didn't give us
list.
your
'Cause
five.
you said
All right,
LeBron and then
Boom.
Jordan.
Shaq. I don't.
No, you said
I can't.
start from top.
Jordan, LeBron. I'm not going to even like.
They interchangeable.
Yeah, whoever you want to put,
Yeah.
I respect.
1A,
it.
1B type deal.
Yeah, and then I feel like this is where I really can't have an order for the rest. I could just give you. It's Shaq.
You got. Oh, you said no order or
Yeah, no order. no
Okay.
order. Shaq top 5. I put Magic up there, and then I'll probably put. That last spot's tough.
Not Kareem.
Kareem. I honestly feel like.
Didn't he have 4 rings?
I honestly feel
I
like.
think he had 5,
5 or 4?
and I think he had like 3 MVPs.
I
got
honestly-
Kareem over Shaq any
I
day.
honestly feel like I have Shaq and Tim Duncan over Kareem. Honestly. I honestly feel like.
Tim? What's up with Tim on my Tim Duncan on my
Hey, no
podcast?
cap,
This
bro,
is
I'm
hot
gonna say
take.
this right
You gotta
now.
start putting
Shout out
respect on
to my
Timothy.
boy 3CD. Bro, that's not
He does not know you.
shout out my boy 3CD.
Bro, stop saying
Tim
your boy.
Duncan,
Don't know
bro,
you,
is the most disrespected.
Yeah,
Him.
CDD.
That's Kobe's
rings?
like.
He didn't have 5 rings.
Kobe's really like he's not comparable. Jordan and LeBron are a step above Kobe. Kobe's in that Tim Duncan range. Like him and them. Tim Duncan is the most disrespectful. He was giving dude
He didn't
buckets.
Put, he didn't put Kobe in his top 5. He didn't. I just been peeping. He didn't.
Yeah,
put
I
him
know.
in.
Oh yeah, I put him in. I forgot.
Oh,
I
you
forgot,
put.
I
So
forgot,
who
I
you
forgot
taking
Kobe.
out then? You said Shaq.
Shaq, Kobe, Jordan, LeBron, and then that last spot, I'll probably put Magic.
Magic. I don't know. I ain't disagreeing with you on that, but I feel like ain't no way Shaq is better than Kareem.
I honestly,
Kareem scoring leader all time.
I get that. I honestly believe Shaq was just.
He was dominant.
Like Shaq is so like he was just like bro, like there's nothing you can do. And I feel like power players always get the short. Like people try and like take things away from them because they didn't like everyone wants to Jordan, Kobe doing all that.
LeBron a power player.
But LeBron, he's not a pure power player. He's like
He more power player than he is.
Yeah, he is definitely more power player. But he's also giving you step back threes. He's looking at his hand shooting like
He
he's
do got the
definitely
nicest, weakest move I've ever seen him.
Yeah.
like he,
Hey, that's crazy.
Bro,
He's eating that on professionals, bro. He's
That's
sitting there
big.
looking at the ball.
But okay, so
Like,
that's how you feel. I want to get into him because I don't want to leave his thoughts out.
Hey, one thing about me, bro, I'm gonna get my point across. Bro.
Yeah, so say your top 5, bro. What's up?
Dog, you want me to go in order? Like,
Yeah,
order, or
go
you
in
want me to
order.
just
Cause
name 5
I would have
guys?
preferred for him to go in order, but if he don't really got an order, it's cool. But go in your order.
I would
You said
prefer
Kobe
put
number
Kobe
1 is
one.
crazy.
Okay, there's a reason
Why?
why Kobe's number 1.
Wait, finish your 5 and then.
Okay, yeah, okay. So I say Kobe, then I'm gonna put Jordan, and then I'm gonna put LeBron, and then I'll put Magic, and then
Who's
I mean it's easy for everybody to say Magic, bro. But it's like I never watched him play.
Me
Like, I've
either.
never watched him play. We never watched him play. We're just
But
going
you never
based off
watched
of, like,
Jordan play?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Nah, but you've seen like the last documentary.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
But that's not really
you
like
can't-
watching the
You
whole
can't
game.
disrespect the greats. You feel me? So you gotta put. That's why I be saying like guys I watched is different. Like okay, my favorite 5 is crazy different than my top 5. You feel me?
Why would we make a top 5 of like players we've seen?
Seen play, yeah. Okay, I'm for sure. Kobe's still there. LeBron is still there.
Oh, of who you seen? So people who's
Like,
been in the
yeah,
league
'cause,
since
like,
we've been
it's
born.
like-
Then
it
you
is
can
pretty-
put Shaq in there. Like you can really put Shaq in there. Like
Yeah.
you're not
Shaq
leaving-
was-
Tim Duncan.
was a-
Tim Duncan's in there for sure. You gotta put him.
I
And I'm not gonna
I
lie.
could give you an order top.
I'm with Curry in them. I ain't gonna lie.
I got an order.
That's fair.
He's changing the game,
Hold
and
on.
you know people say, "Oh, it might not be for the better, for the worse." Bro, he's 6'2", like he's your height, bro. Bro, he is really out there going crazy. Like, bro, he has 4 rings. He's about to get 4 rings. Wait. He got 3 right now, but I think he's gonna get his 4th.
I think he is too. If it's talking about players that we've seen, I got Bron, Kobe, KD, Curry,
Oh
Shaq.
yeah, no,
KD, Curry,
KD
Shaq.
is like that.
Giannis
let's be honest,
is
we really-
top 10 if you want to talk about
We
that.
really didn't get to see Shaq play
I'm-
like
Yeah.
that for real. So it's
I'm
hard to
personally,
say.
I'm not gonna include Shaq because when we did see him play, bro,
He was
it was
in the
like,
tail end of his career.
That wasn't okay.
He
So
was-
that if we take,
the reason why he's in mine because I seen him do the 3-peat.
yeah, I
Like,
put him just in
yeah.
there just off respect because I can't really remember
3-peat
watching
for
the
sure.
Shaq
like,
game.
I'm gonna say, let's specify even more, like
Shout out AI.
Since we've been
Hey, shout out
fans,
shout
like,
out to
in our
Allen Iverson.
generation.
Okay, so he
Come
said
on,
since we've been fans.
Like,
I
really,
became a fan like
really,
10 years
let's
ago.
say like 2008 time, like from 2008.
Kobe's still
Because
in
even
there.
2008,
Bron.
like even if we didn't watch live, you know.
Yeah, I would say that was my first finals
Like-
when Kobe versus Celtics. So we could say from then on, I got Bron, Kobe,
Giannis.
I got Bron, Kobe, KD, Curry, Giannis. That's a W list right there. I ain't gonna lie.
I
can't go much different.
Did you put Kobe in it?
I put Kobe second.
All right. So Bron, Kobe, Curry
third.
Yeah, Curry
third. Okay.
Third.
I'm not mad at that.
Giannis
fourth.
Kawhi Leonard.
Oh God! Kawhi's one of my favorites. Oh God!
KD is better than Kawhi. What?
I'm not gonna lie. Hey, you look. That's he's my favorite player, but he hasn't played, so it's kind of.
KD is better, and I'm a Clipper fan, bro. KD is better than Kawhi.
You know what made me really like that? Made it set in stone
after
watching what KD did this playoff. Kawhi would never do nothing like that.
Fourth quarter demon.
But did
you know he on your team?
Yeah, nah, I know, bro.
You see how what Luka be doing, going crazy. Everyone was hyping up Luka. And bro lost. Like last year when he was hyped, oh Luka doing this, Luka scoring this.
Kawhi's a demon.
Luka would score 45 on 30 shots. Bro, Kawhi would score 40 on like 20 shots. Like, he'll come in. Like,
when he got hurt, I was so sick.
Mid-range assassin.
Like and that's how I feel like the Clippers are winning the championship next year. Cause
you think so?
I 100%
Me
think
too,
so.
bro.
Yeah,
if they healthy, I got them over anybody in the West.
I definitely feel like
over it, bro.
Cause like you gotta think about it. I think
it depends on how Reggie Jackson shows
I
up
won't
next
say.
year.
He showed up the past 2 years though.
No, I'm saying, but like,
hold on. You know what my reason is why I really feel like that is because I feel like when Kawhi, I won't say Kawhi got hurt was a good thing, but Kawhi getting hurt helped the rest of the team a lot. Because bro, you saw how they was playing that Dallas Mavericks series. It was really just Kawhi, and every once in a while someone would step up. But Kawhi really led them to that Game 7 win, to that series win. And Paul George, he was still like playoff P a little bit. He'll have one good game.
Yeah,
and then when Kawhi got hurt, everyone had to either like
step up.
You gotta step up or you're gonna look bad again. And that really like locked Paul George in. He started hooping, knocked the Jazz out when Kawhi got hurt. Even almost beat the Suns. Would have honestly beat them if they didn't make a couple mistakes. And I felt everyone had to play better than they did. Everyone had to get
I think they would have beat them if they had Kawhi.
Hey,
for
bro,
sure.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. The Jazz are terrible, bro.
The Jazz
always
always
at the
like,
top 3 seeds, bro, and they just never perform, bro. Like, what's up with them, bro?
I think the Mavs aren't that good either, like that.
They get better. They're young team.
They got Luka. I don't think if the Clippers would have been healthy or Lakers,
Finney Smith
Clippers or Lakers, I think healthy Clippers or Lakers is beating Mavs.
100%.
Even the Lakers.
I'm gonna say something that's a little. I think Luka Doncic is the most overrated player.
I think he a little overrated.
Okay, I wouldn't say overrated.
He be playing hero ball, bro, and that's not gonna get you nowhere far.
I just feel like he plays the same way Harden plays and gets love for it, while Harden just got a bunch of hate. Well, they're the same player.
I say Harden a better teammate than Luka though.
But
like
Luka,
when it comes to passing.
Okay, this is literally the European like Harden. When it comes to my list, bro. One thing I like is two-way players. That's why Kawhi is my favorite right now. It's because like, bro, if I go out there and get a bucket, bro, and say I drop 30. But I'm sitting there a defensive liability, like every single time somebody coming up, I want him. Like that's one thing about Curry too is like in the series right now they switching him. Like they was trying to do the Luka switch. It's like you.
Like Luka's defense.
But who'd you say?
No, that's what I'm saying. But I'm just saying like you said, Luka is a defensive liability. You know what I mean?
Wait, who was it that you said? You said Bron, Jordan, in your 5 that we've seen. You said Bron.
I said Kobe.
I mean, I didn't mean to say Bron, Kobe,
Bron, Curry, Giannis.
So I'm putting Tim Duncan in there because I was watching him when he was.
So he said
crazy,
about a two-way KD a better defender than Curry is. But is Curry in your top 5 all time? Dang. Is Curry in your top 5 all time?
That's hard. Because now that you brought up,
I mean, not all time. I didn't mean to say all time.
My favorites.
Right now, like in our generation.
That I've watched. Kobe Bryant is.
Well, actually, hold on. Let me stop you because